In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how I help my industry leader client make $50,000 to $60,000, $70,000 months like clockwork. How they were no longer volatile, they were completely predictable, and how he's no longer dependent on trying to maintain that level and instead was able to put his focus on scaling and in return help him make his first 200K month. This is the infrastructure that led to that moment. Had it not been for this, he would never got there. So if you're a coach right now, you're stuck at, or maybe you just hit your first 20K, 30K, maybe you've hit your first 50K. First of all, I want to congratulate you. Second of all, I want to tell you that, and this is from watching a 200K per month business collapse in front of my eyes, you need to fix something before it absolutely breaks. And if you don't make the change I'm going to share with you in this video, your business will simply collapse. I'm going to break this video down in a few different segments. Segment 1 is going to be breaking down exactly what I helped my client build, the funnel that we ran. Number 2 is going to be breaking down how I was able to optimize yield so much that 50 to 70K per month became predictable. They became second nature. And lastly, what you need to implement and actually incorporate into your business right now and looking at where your pipeline leakage can come from. This video, take as an investment into yourself. Okay, so let's break down how my client was able to generate 50 to 100K per month like clockwork. I'm going to be breaking down the funnel and the psychology of the funnel. Of course, step 1 is attention. I'm not really going to touch on the attention element too much because attention was being brought into the business, and that's not important right now. What's important is how he was able to manufacture that attention. We run a low ticket offer and we then convert that into an upsell. Before the upsell and in between the low ticket and the upsell, there was 2 activities. The first one I'm going to break down as I get into the low ticket offer. The second one is pretty straightforward. There was a call with a DAO setup. Okay, so now how the low ticket offer worked. The low ticket offer, this ICP was an ICP who were 95ers, they want to make money online. The low ticket offer was called Secrets of Money. And it was $50. The objective of this low ticket offer was to get people into the funnel. And it was also to remove the limiting beliefs that they have about money. Just spoke about how you make money online, the limiting beliefs that they have around money, how to overcome them, how to get rid of them. So they were already warm, and by the time they've come to us and they've hopped on a call, they've already received value. That's super important. They've received value, and as a lead, we've helped them achieve something. We've provided value. We've helped them with attain a benefit. Whether that's removing a limiting belief, whether that's helping them understand money in a different way, whether that's just them thinking, this is some good shit. So from there, once we were able to get them into the low ticket offer, it was about upselling them. Now, how do we upsell? The most unique way that we did this was and this is the system that I ran. This is the infrastructure that I built out. It wasn't about getting directly into a book call because that doesn't really work. Then you just deal with low intent leads. You hop on calls, people aren't serious, they're never going to pay you money. In between this and in between the actual upsell and the close, we did something else. What we did was we gave them homework to complete. So this would differentiate the low intent leads and the high intent leads, providing them homework. Those who provided homework and gave it back to us, simple questions: where you are right now, where you want to go, what's stopping you, give me a description about your life, what things you're dealing with, just helping them open up, get warm. And the reason they're able to get warm is because we've already provided value with a low ticket offer. What's important at this stage and what I was able to really understand is the percentage of people that were coming through the funnel. 100% of people purchased the Secrets of Money ebook. A solid 20 to 30% of those came back with homework. That's a really, really, really solid high conversion rate. That means from hundreds of conversations and hundreds of people who purchased a low ticket offer, there was a good 30 to 50 people high intent who provided homework. From those high intent people, the conversation was simple. They provide homework. Oh, amazing. You know what? You fit this requirement. Let's hop on a 10 to 15 minute call. This was considered a bonus. So the reason this worked really well is because when they completed their homework, they got a bonus of speaking to a high income operator within the business, which was a secondary coach. This incentivized them to complete the homework and get a bonus. From the 20 to 30% of people who complete their homework, 70 to 80% of those actually hopped on calls. So this means that the client, the coach, was able to generate 50 calls a month like clockwork. Because people were coming through a low ticket offer, they were naturally upselling. We had a setter dialed in who would communicate with the leads. The leads would know exactly where to send the homework to, making the client fulfillment process simple, making the ease of communication simple, making the leads life easier, making a client's life easier is ultimately what you want to do. You want to remove as less friction as possible. The least friction, the better. The required homework, the bonus. Now the upsell. So after they've had a 10-minute call with the high income secondary coach, they're already warm, they've understood where they are, where they want to go, they've bridged the gap. This is ultimately the strategy that the DMs is meant to do. It's called the bridge the gap method. You find out where they are, you find out where they want to go. From there, the upsell was simple. We provide value. Now, hey bro, listen, this is special. I'm not going to share this with many people. Here you go. Here's a link to a VSL. The VSL had a video about the course, the coaching, and it had a 6-month game plan. So from every level, this was just perfect. From the low ticket offer to the actual homework to the upsell to the VSL, every component gave the client the understanding that we can help them. And this is what your leads want to do. This is what your infrastructure needs to do. But the reason this infrastructure works so well is because I understood the percentages and I understood the metrics. If a bunch of people purchase here, simple maths, if 100 people purchase here, 20-30% of them do their homework. From 30%, that's 30 people. If out of 80%, from 30 people, 80% of those actually book a call in, hop on a call with the secondary coach, that's 24 to 25 calls a month with high intent leads who are ready to pay. And they've been through a funneling process. From there, the upsell became easy. The upsell became easy. The VSL was sent. Once again, the VSL never had a link to purchase. You had to come back and message. That increased FOMO and scarcity. And from there, the client was able to generate consistent 50 to 100K months, became clockwork. Now, the psychology behind this and why this works so well is number one. And the reason that the pipeline was always full is because there was pipeline visibility. I was operating and I was always understanding the metrics. I was always overseeing what's going on here and seeing the numbers, seeing the metrics, and how can we improve metrics. So from that example purposes, if the book call percentages were from every single call was 80%, how can we optimize that to 85%? What do we need to do? This is how you need to look at your business. It shouldn't be how do I get more leads? It should be how do I increase the percentage of more people to book a call? How do I increase the percentage of people to close with me? How do I increase the percentage of people who show up to my call? Once you do that, your income will skyrocket without adding more attention to your business. So this is how you want to look at it. How can I go from 80% of book calls, 80% of people booking a call, how can I increase that to 85%? That might be a small difference, only 5%. But when you think about it overall, that's 25 to 27 people. That's 25 people to 28 people. That extra 2 to 3 book calls a month can cash collect you an extra 10K. So number one was increasing the pipeline visibility. And ultimately what that does is it helped us increase the booking rate, increase the show rate, and increase the close rate. This gave the coach predictable revenue. Predictable revenue, not volatility. This is the biggest lesson I want you to take away from this video. If there's anything you're going to take away, the biggest thing I want you to do is shift your mind from looking at how can I get more attention to my business and how can I simply make my numbers better. For example, the people who purchase the Secrets of Money course, from those people who complete the homework, 20 to 30%, how can I get that to 35-40%? Now that's the $1 billion question. That's what everybody wants to wrap their head around. This is how it's done. And I'll break it down to you. So you want to look at it from a level. If you have your closing rate, which is at the bottom, you have your show rate, which is here, and you have your book rate, which is at the top. It's, in a way, it's a funnel. Because if you don't get people in to book, you don't get people to close. It's simple maths. We both know that. What you want to do is look at how you can better these numbers. So from the top, from your booking rate, you want to understand how can I provide enough value to my ICP. And how can I provide enough value to my ICP that they want to book a call? How can I position myself as the authority? Because ultimately, booking a call ties in with value and authority. Because if you position yourself as an authority, you provide value. And then from there, how can I get more people to show? The way you get more people to show is through your nurturing assets. How can I build better nurturing tools that remove limiting beliefs, that provide social proof, and give people an idea into the offer? And this is why your offer needs to be super, super clean and clear on exactly what you do and who you serve. And how can I make them feel like this offer is the right offer for me against all the other offers in the marketplace? If you do this in the nurturing process, you'll naturally increase your show rate. And if you want to increase your close rate, the way to do that is also very, very simple. And it has nothing to do with the way you close. It's everything to do with the way you build out your pre-call infrastructure for when you do hop on a call. Because the best way to scale, and what high ticket coaches do, what the elite do, what the industry leaders do, is they don't try to get better at handling objections. They get better at dealing with the objections so the objections never have to come alive on the call. So persuasion becomes easy and you're no longer needed to hardcore sell. That's what high level operators do. That's the mentality of a coach who's making 100K a month versus a coach making 20K a month. You might be wondering, how can I get better at closing? The mindset shift should be, how can I get better at building so much solid pre-call infrastructure that closing becomes easy, that people want to pay me before they even speak to me. If you were to do this on every level, from your top, if you were to increase your authority and your value, that's how you can increase your booking percentages. From there, if you want to increase your show rate, having a better nurturing process. And from there, if you want to increase your close rate, getting better at doing better at dealing with the limiting beliefs that hop on before the call. And the way to do this is simple. Now you might be wondering, okay, let me think about this. Let me ask ChatGPT about what are the limiting beliefs on my ICP. That's not what you want to do right now. And you want to do this activity after you watch this video. The best way to get better at every single metric here is already in your business. It's not about chasing more volume. It's not about chasing more ads. It's simply about looking at the data in your business already. You have the data in your business. Look at every single conversation that you've had with your leads currently. The ones that booked the call, what was the conversation flow? What pain points did they, share with you? How did you diagnose those pain points? How did you communicate in the DMs? From your show rate, what are people consistently saying to you when you do deal with objection on the call? That's your nurturing assets. Now you make tailored assets that actually speak about these ICP pain points and you nurture them before they hop on a call. And then you're closed. Understand exactly why people bought from you. You have the data right there. You have the data from leads who never purchased. You have data from the conversation that went really well. And most importantly, you have data from the clients who paid you money. From the data of the clients who paid you money, have you got an onboarding form that makes you clear on exactly why they purchased from you? Do you have a list of onboarding questions that make people clear? That's another thing you can add to your business. Simple. The data is there already. Understand why people bought from you. When you understand why people bought from you, you can reverse engineer that entire model into your backend business and ultimately scale. This is how you go from being 20K and stop to 40K and predictable. Because if you were to increase every single metric by 10%, that doesn't just mean a 10% increase in your business. That doesn't just mean a 10% increase in every metric. That means a quantum leap in your business. That means a drastic cash flow influx in your business, a revenue influx. It means an extra 30 to 40% in your bottom line. Because if you had 10% more book calls, if you had 10% more people who showed, and if you had 10% more people who closed, what does that mean for your business? It all depends on you. Only you can answer that question. You know what your offer is, you know what your price point is. That will naturally increase your business by an extra 20, 30 to 40%. And you haven't done anything but not get more volume. You haven't done anything but improve the yield in your business already and look at the data in your business and realize exactly what the data is showing you and not go based on how you feel, your emotions, whatever that is. The high income entrepreneurs, the A-level industry leaders, they don't go based on how they feel. They go based on industry metrics. They go based on data. What is the data in your business telling you and how can you improve the yield? And from this stage, naturally, once you improve the yield and your business is the best it can be, I give this analogy. It's like an F1 Formula One car. You can either put normal fuel in it or you can put the best fuel that you can possibly put in it. The car is still an F1 Formula One car. Your business is still a business. Your business is still a high ticket coaching offer. Your business still has the ability to go to 100K a month. But what fuel are you serving it? What fuel are you giving it? Yes, the machine will still run. Yes, you'll still make 20, 30K a month. Yes, you'll still make 40, 50K a month, which are really, really great numbers. But to get to 100K a month, how do you do that? By getting better at putting the fuel in. Put better fuel into your machine. Your machine is asking you, put better fuel into it. The second you put better fuel into your machine runs better, it performs better. So this is exactly how I was able to help my client cash collect 50 to 70K per month, like clockwork. I've shared with you the exact funnel that we ran, how it worked, what I looked at optimizing, and how I built the infrastructure to perform better. And hopefully now you have some clarity and now you have the understanding of how to increase your metrics in your business to cash collect more revenue without increasing volume. This is exactly what I help clients build. If you're an online coach, building the right infrastructure, the right qualification systems, the right SOPs that your team can easily operate from, systemizing your entire backend infrastructure and your business so you can scale to predictable 80 to 100K months. This is what I build out. If you don't want help with implementation, installing the revenue infrastructure system into your business, there'll be a link in my description below where you can book a one-to-one call with me. If not, I hope you found value from this video. I hope you really understand how we were able to implement this. Most importantly, what I learned from implementing this and what you can do right now to make sure that you implement and scale faster, further, and better.